And welcome back to another episode of Polly Plays Let's Play Labyrinth of Touhou 2. I'm joined today by a very special guest. He is a fellow Labyrinth of Touhou 2 advocate. Welcome, Carmichael Micaalus.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going all right.
You ready to relive some wonderful memories of Labyrinth of Touhou 2?
Oh yeah.
This is the part where the game gets real good.
Yeah, this is a real mean part of the game where it kind of lets you know what it's about.
Yeah, it's like you know what's up at this point. This is like the point of the game when I first played it where I was like, "Oh, I might just fucking quit this." It's pretty mean, but hey, maybe we got some strategies to get our way through things. Maybe the experience we've accumulated over the last year has taught us a few things. Maybe we know what we're doing.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. So we're gonna do some resting here, just because hey, get those MP back. Because fuck it, we're just gonna go right into an FOE fight.
Lesser Golem.
Lesser Golem. We're gonna show just how lesser he is. I'm gonna slow that bitch ass down. So I went the strat. Like I think a lot of people would probably have used Reimu to kind of like get the defense buffs up. But Momiji, like, she's a lot more bulky than you think.
Yeah, I mean, if she can survive at least one hit, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Because this guy does hit like a tank, but if it's not one-shotting, then you're good.
Yeah, and he usually, this is not a guarantee, he usually only targets the first and second slots. So, yeah. My main thing here was I wanted to keep Kaine alive. Because she's my secondary buffer and better at soaking up damage than most other people. I get a lucky miss there, which is very rare.
Yeah, Kaine is a pretty decent pinch tank.
Yeah.
So,
and you know, again, throwing out those party-wide buffs when you don't get a lot of those in this game.
I will say you are much braver than I was by putting Rumia in the third slot instead of the fourth slot there.
That was me probably just being stupid, because I make a lot of real dumb mistakes playing this game that are probably going to be pointed out. But I think, don't get me wrong, like don't quote me on this. I think Chirino might be a little more fragile than Rumia.
Most likely.
But either of those characters are gonna get fucking mollywopped if that thing hits them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
and
this thing will very rarely hit the third or fourth slot, but when it does, that character's done.
Oh yeah. And I think the first time that I fought the Lesser Golem, I still hadn't realized how Cerno was composite. So I don't think I was getting the speed down against it. Because it's like, oh, Cerno's doing like 0 damage or not even hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Or so it's just like, okay, out. But,
well, I think what determines whether those status effects land is the actual level of the spell cards. So it's more, it's less about her being composite and more about you putting skill points into Icicle Fall that ups the proc rate.
That's true. And I may have been going for the secondary abilities on them at first, too.
Oh, I got you. It makes sense. There's a lot of really great secondary abilities that we'll be investing in over the course of this Let's Play that make things a lot easier to handle, that's for sure.
But, I mean, and as it's been pointed out, it's one of those things where it's like, you can adjust those pretty much at any time. So...
But,
right.
we ain't give no fuck. We just Master Spark this guy in the face.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You use your nukes much more effectively than I ever do. I think I usually open with it, then throw her in the back to, like, recover and try to use it again later. But that never works in my favor.
That's kind of how I played the game my first time. But, like, now I kind of, like, I save the nukes and I kind of baby them a bit and give them a lot more buffs so that, like, those numbers are even bigger. And then I bring them out maybe towards the middle or end of the fight, because that's kind of a thing in this game, is that when bosses cross certain HP thresholds, things are going to get real bad for you.
Yeah, and you do it very effectively, so...
Well, thank you very much, but I'm going to attribute anything I know about this game to probably Gesh86. He's way better at this game. But hey, check it out! New characters kind of popping around. We've been chasing her around for a while.
Yeah.
So who's Chin?
Chin is the Shinigami of Ran, and which is pretty much her servant, who is the servant to Yukari.
So it's like
she's the
Shinigami of the Shinigami of the Shinigami.
Exactly. Which pretty much says how powerful Yukari is. But,
yeah.
But Chin is a two-tailed cat, pretty much a cat yokai, and introduced in Perfect Cherry Blossom, second boss, and then the mid boss for Ran, which of course makes sense.
Right.
But one of the things with the Shinigamis is that if they aren't obeying their master, they have no power. And as she just said right here, she just went into the tree against Ran's wishes, so which is probably why she was so weak.
Yeah, why she's kind of just a bit lady, because if you've watched previous episodes, we've been chasing her this whole time, ever since floor 1. We've been fighting.
Yeah.
We've been getting enemies off of her, and people have been screaming "die" at her, which is not the way you get somebody to join your party, I don't think.
Yeah. I know at one point Marissa was like, I'm gonna trip her the next time I see her.
Everybody in Touhou is such an asshole.
Yeah.
That's what makes them so lovable, though. Except Kogasa, she is a precious flower, and I will hear nobody besmirch her good name.
Well, she is one of the few yokai that don't actually eat people too. She just eats their spirit, which.
Well, I mean, that's kind of still a bad thing, Carmi.
Yeah. Okay, I don't really know where I was going there.
She's all right. She just eats their spirits. It's not like there's guts involved. It's okay. Oh my god.
It's just really horrible at it.
Yeah. She's kind of one of the, I would say, least threatening characters in kind of the Touhou-verse, I guess.
Yeah. Also, I like how your reward there was Patchy will make a fuss or something.
Yeah. I love the flavor text. And here we've got an event with Patchouli, which is going to open up a new side quest, which will probably have a pretty cool reward if we finish it.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
But it'll probably be a while before we finish this one. This one's gonna last just a little bit. Yeah, we've been helping people quite a lot throughout the course of this Let's Play, and that's kind of gonna continue to be a thing.
Rainbow, I know where this is going.
Yeah, Rainbow is just kind of straight to the point. And I kind of like that. I like that. I've talked a lot about Genius of Sephiroth recently and how I really love the writing of that. And Reimu is just in peak. I don't give a fuck. I'm not taking anyone's shit. And
I think that's why I like Reimu so much. Is she will just call anyone out on their crap.
Yeah, she doesn't give like she just does not. She gives no shits.
Like, oh, you're a god. Ask me if I care.
Yeah, really. Like, she back talks gods.
Honestly.
I love that she wants us to find these philosopher stones, and she's holding one in the portrait. It's like, wait, are you fucking with us?
I was kind of wondering if that was something they messed up on, because like when Yoma was missing her sword, I don't think she had it.
She didn't have her sword. Kogasa was also missing her umbrella. So, here we got Chen in the party. She is just a pure speedster, really. Like, she's our first real speedster. Physical fire attacks are kind of her thing. She's just kind of like, get in, hit a lot of times, get out. That's kind of her deal. And like all of her skills are dedicated to just making her way fast and getting in and getting out. And like, did you use her much throughout your playthrough at all?
I did not, but I didn't really have a dedicated switcher either. I had a real hard time with that mechanic. It was because usually I would switch someone in and then they would pretty much gain aggro from that.
Yeah.
It's like, get them in and they were killed. Okay.
Yeah.
Or it'd be like 2 turns and then my switcher would die. So it was like, all right.
Yeah.
But,
I'm trying to play a lot more defensively this time and like keeping characters safe and trying to like give people roles like a dedicated switcher. Your tanks are always a good switcher, but I try to keep somebody in the second slot or third slot that might be a great switcher. Like I will probably be a great switcher later on, for instance.
Yeah, because I tried using her for that, but I couldn't get the hang of it. And it may have just been where it was a little too hard for me to learn at the time. So I was just like, okay, no.
And this is like an RPG for smart people.
I mean, granted, it's like, I don't know how much money I dumped into Ramo here, where it's like she was kind of a decent pinch tank in a sense.
Yeah. Ramo can take a hit. Like, despite the fact that she's kind of your white mage character, like her, like her spells being composite and the fact that she's got a decent HP pool, like she can take a hit if she needs to.
I should probably at one point go ahead and fire the game up again and like take a screenshot of what I had her looking like.
Yeah, I would love to see.
It was like all of her like defensive, like her elemental resistances were just off the fucking charts.
Oh my god.
She was expensive.
So Carmi and viewers alike, you might want to look away because there's some very unfortunate happenings about to befall a certain very adorable and very important, we love her a lot, Ice Fairy. I don't know if you get what I'm going for here, Carmi, but something is about to happen that may or may not be a little disturbing for our viewers.
Honestly, I feel this is probably in character for her.
Look, we gave her Yamu's sword, said go out and have some fun, and things maybe not going so well.
I think it was more of just she got sick of people calling her an idiot and going, I can prove I'm the strongest. Wait, no, sir, no, come back.
No, wait, no, seriously, you don't want to do this. Gotta give the girl points for persistence, though.
I can just kind of picture, like, Ramo trailing behind her, standing at the entrance, watching her get her ass kicked, grabbing her, pulling her back.
And at some point, just kind of, like, giving up and just like, you know what? You do you, boo-boo. And enjoying the ride.
It is kind of surprising she can actually still take a hit or two sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, like it'll either miss or she'll actually survive with 1 HP, like, even at level 1.
Is it one of those half-staffed her? It's like, wow. It's like, maybe that was the nature of the attack. It only does half damage, like half health.
Yeah! So, people are probably wondering, what the fuck is going on here? Why am I beating up an Ice Fairy? And I promise you, there's a reason I'm doing this. It's probably for illicit gains on my behalf. It might be to make something a little easier later on. But believe me, Churno's like this is all good for her. She's learning, I think.
She's building character.
She's building character. Like, she's the highlight of this episode just for this moment. Oh, well, look what happened. We're back in Gensokyo, and it looks like after taking quite a beating, we've met someone new. Who is Kasen Ibaraki?
She is the Wild Horned Hermit from the manga series Wild Horned and Horned Hermit. And she also finally made a video game appearance in Urban Legend in Limbo, which was one of the fighting games.
Oh, nice!
But, she claims to be a hermit, which is actually a race, not just somebody that avoids others.
Mm-hmm.
Although nobody is really sure. The hermits are pretty much humans that go through training to become immortal, effectively.
Oh, I got you.
But there are some things in the manga that lead others to believe that she may actually be an Oni. Like the shackles she is wearing, for one.
Oh, yeah, that's a common thing for Oni in this series, actually.
And the first time she sees Suika, she runs and hides because she knows her.
Oh!
And, there was something she didn't want her to know.
Mm.
And she also knows Yukari from way back when, like when Jinsokyo was first formed, which was over 1,000 years ago.
Oh. So this girl's kind of got a history that, like, she's a bit of an enigma in, like, Touhou land.
Yeah. And, but she is very powerful, and she tries to train Reimu and keep her on the right track.
Mm. And she's missing an arm.
Yes, that she is.
So, Carmichael, I don't know if you feel this way, but what is Callin if she is not, like, the backbone of any fucking party she's in?
I didn't actually use Callin that much.
Fucking really?
Yeah.
She is an incredible character, and you can do this from the get-go. Like, if you start the game up your first time, go in the dungeon and die 12 times, this happens. Like, they're like, and she's kind of a character they give you to just be like, hey, this is a character that's going to make things a lot easier because all of her spell cards and abilities are geared toward fucking things up in a way that you're really not going to be able to for probably another couple floors. She is incredible. I had her to end game both times I played this game.
I think part of my problem was that I still didn't quite understand how status effects worked at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a lot of her abilities were just like, oh, that's kind of cool, but they're not doing much damage. And it's like, I may have had her for like a bad floor when I very first got her.
Oh.
So it was just a lot of things weren't appearing too powerful. So it's like, whatever, I have a working group right now.
Yeah.
And there was probably just a lot of things where I probably had to think a little more on how to use her properly. But
I use her a lot for stat debilitation. Because like and she has a really high proc rate on her paralysis if something has any kind of non-resistance to it. So she's really broken for quite a while. And bonus, she starts with 80 death resistance.
Oh, nice.
So I wonder if there's a reason that I might have decided that this would be the proper time to pick up Callin.
Why indeed?
Why indeed? So we probably got more bosses to mop up on this floor because we've pretty much explored the largest part of the area. So we're gonna head on down and we're gonna start playing with switches. I know I said that playing with switches in dungeons, oh god, it's the worst. It's a nightmare, and it's gonna become a nightmare later. Believe me. There are some floors I'm really dreading with this Let's Play series and how I'm going to actually cover them. And I think you know what ones I'm talking about, too.
Oh, yeah. I will, when you get to that point, I will try to give advice on what I think may help just streamline it, but...
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be talking to Gesh as well, because, like, if, you know, like, you two know this game, you probably can give me some good advice on how to not make those videos boring and me sitting here being real angry at switches.
Yeah, Gesh will probably be the best bet on that one because he actually records videos and I don't. So.
Oh, that's a good point. A good point. So we're heading toward an event point over on the left side of the floor. It's why we had to hit the switch and then bypass the gates this way. There's an event we saw earlier with something that probably looked a little bit out of our level range, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we got Kaisen now, so...
Well, we're fine. We're good to go. Like...
Oh, one thing I would like to say, thank you for filling out all of the floor bubbles, because that drives me nuts when I see them just, like, scattered about. I'm exactly the same way, where it's like, no, you clear those up. You get them all.
Yeah, you got to. It's like a force of habit. And like I said in an earlier episode, it's like eating a bag of Doritos. You put your hand in, you grab one, you gotta grab another.
Exactly. So I am with you on that, where it's like, no, clear all the bubbles.
Like, if there's an event right in front of me, if there are bubbles around it, I've gotta fucking clear the bubbles.
Yeah, I am with you all the way on that one.
It's like, I don't care if the fucking encounter rate is at 42%. I gotta do it. So we're just kind of like playing around with Minariko, looking at her as a bit more of an attacker. Not especially great on this floor because this is a nature-based stratum. So, and like a lot of things are going to be real. Look at the damage Callin is putting up. How do you not love that?
Yeah, no, she is great on this floor. It was it might have been like 6 or 8 levels later, or floors later rather, where I got her. Just because I was rage quitting a lot, where I would just go up to the big red X and click on that. So it wasn't keeping true track of how many times I'd actually wiped. Some of these bosses are fucking bullshit.
Oh, they can be. Yeah, like... Well, I mean, it's kind of the nature of the game. It's kind of the flow of the game, is you're going to go into these boss fights not knowing what to expect, because there's just no way. So you have to go back and build a strategy after seeing the boss.
Yeah, and I mean, with that, it's like, I can understand that. It's like, you shouldn't expect to, like, beat the boss on your very first try.
No.
It's like, when I go in, okay, I'm ready to go, and they attack my rightmost party member with their opening attack and kill them, I call bullshit. Yeah. That shit,
it can suck. It can definitely suck. So we're hanging out around a fucking level 32 boss icon. What am I doing, Carmi? What am I doing?
Not sure. It's it's not quite 3 times your level.
I mean, maybe we got a chance. Oh Lord, maybe, or maybe it's just an event. Maybe we got off lucky. Hey, it's Yukari.
Yep.
She's kind of like super goddess.
Yep, she is the only phantasmal boss, which is above X-Boss, in the entire series. Pretty much credited for creating Jinsokyo. She wasn't the only one to do it. That is technically beyond her, but she is like the creator and maintainer. And that's her best bud.
And that's her best bud, who is very hungry all the time.
Gluttonous ghost.
The gluttonous ghost. And she is also Yomu's master, I believe.
And she's laying on the 6 burns right now.
Yeah, she is. She's really chewing into some ass right now. That did not sound right. That's probably not the choice of words I should have used there.
But still, it gets the point across.
Yeah. But hey, like, you're hanging out with the creator of the fucking world. That's gotta be pretty rad.
Yep. Yeah, and she's known Yuyuko just about as long. She's known Yuyuko since she was alive. But, because Yuyuko's, of course, a ghost.
It's a ghost, yes.
Ghost princess of the Netherworld, effectively. Who has the power over death. She can kill you with her power.
That's pretty straightforward and to the point power.
The only ones that it doesn't work on are like the immortal Horai people, who pretty much cheat death, like quite literally. Yeah,
because they drank the special Mountain Dew.
And with them, it's not so much that they're unkillable; it's just they come right back after being. So
yeah, they're going to still experience death, and it's going to hurt a lot, but they're going to come right back.
Exactly.
So we're going to get into a fight, and I guess they're going to help us out.
No. We're helping them out.
Oh, okay. We're going to be very good help to them, I am sure.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna tank this for them.
Yeah, I think we got this. Like, just throw Chirino out in front. I think she's got this on lockdown.
Oh yeah. I mean, we just watched how good she is.
All right, here we go.
Seeing okay.
Son of a bitch. Well then. So this is like, I think, the only point in the game where you're giving control of characters that you don't have in your party right now, and this is kind of a gimme fight, really. I don't think there's a way to lose this fight. I don't see how you could.
Yeah, it's you pretty much have to try and go out of your way too.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know if you can form change. I don't even know if you can form change them out. Like, I think they're just permanently, like, on the front line, so.
Yeah, it's like, if you can't remove them from the front line, then it is literally impossible to lose it.
Yeah.
And I think you recover HP every round, don't you? Whoop, never mind.
And the good thing is, you still get, like, the experience money and the spoils for that fight, so. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Even though, you know, poor Minariko and Chirino ate it on the first round. They ate it like champs, goddammit.
Okay, collect their shadows from the ground. Because that's all that remains of them.
I'll just pick up these ashes here. Minariko reverted into a little hat plant.
Well, luckily you still had 3 extra leaves.
Oh my god. So
it's like, I'm tired. Leaving the party, guys.
We done. I am fucking out of here. So yeah, that is like a required event to clear out that bush that was in front of us at the start of the episode. And I didn't know that for like the longest time when I first played this game. I was just wandering around like, what am I missing?
Yeah, and that's what I did too. It's like I went everywhere I could, and it's like, okay, that's the only other thing here, so, well, no penalties for death after all.
Yeah, that like we've shown maybe a few times. Well, later, Minariko.
Yep, she's definitely back in hat form there.
Yeah, she's gonna go chill and be a hat for a while, and we're gonna pop on back to Gensokyo, make with haste. I think we got we got a couple of achievements out of that. A couple of those are from when we had poor Chirino on the front line.
Meddlesome person will come. Real hell begins here.
Yes, real hell begins here. It's not even the start. So now we're back here, and we're gonna do the good thing you do in Labyrinth of Touhou too, and that's we're gonna go rest, I guess. That's what I did, of course. And then we're going to come back and fill out those goddamn bubbles. Come on, Polly, go fill out those bubbles. All right. I was wondering.
Gotta get the bubbles.
I was wondering what Polly was going to do there. So we got another boss. Look, just so many bosses. They're all here.
Well, let's check out this one.
Let's check this one out. I'm pretty sure I fudged my levels again for this one. With the average level thing. But this is gonna be a boss that is relying on poison, and at this point in the game, you've only got one piece of equipment that can get rid of that can nullify poison. So the rest is just kind of hoping everybody else gets through it okay. And again, I'm using Minariko to buff rather than Reimu, because her buff is a bit stronger at this point. And we miss. Good job, Chirino. Look at that damage!
God damn.
The speed down, the attack down. I'm telling you, Callin is a beast.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of characters I did not give a fair shake. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of it where it's just like, I am probably not using the right playstyle for this for this character.
And I'm giving Chen a little play here too. Like I'm using the spell card, her first spell card, which like only has a delay of about 1200. So her ATB is back up to 8800 after she uses it. So she's getting in a shit ton of damage. You know, even though Callin's kind of the one beasting this one out.
Yeah, because it's like with like the speedier characters, it's like I think I did use a couple that had like real low ATB attacks, but a lot of them were like debuffs and stuff. And oh, hey, it's dead.
Oh, it's done. Oh, don't worry, Callin just punched it the fuck to death. It really does feel like cheating a bit to have her this early.
This part is hilarious.
This is real good. This is real good.
Yeah, Renosuke, you are so cool.
Yeah. just the mocking demeanor of this scene, and how much of a wussy he is.
Are you about to cry? Of course I'm about to cry. I want to go back now.
But we got a gland super hemotoxin. That is going to be part one of us getting our girl Wriggle back into shape. I'm real worried about her, Carmi. I'm real worried about her.
Of course.
She's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Wriggle is very cool.
Yes. But now, Carmi, things are about to get real bad. But first, I'm going to go collect treasure.
Not a bad idea.
So to explain some of my preparation for the upcoming fight is very, very, very reliant on instant death. And you don't have a lot of ways of defending against that this early in the game. And she not only has attacks that can single target, she can multi-target death. And I have had complete party wipes just from one of her attacks. But I was able and lucky enough to get Yomu to a point to where she is completely invulnerable to instant death. And Callin is very, very close. She has a resistance of about 110, and 120 is what you need to be completely resistant. So my first two characters, they're good to go. They cannot be hit with instant death. Everybody else, it's a fucking dice roll.
Yeah. And the dice are never kind.
No, not at all. Status effects hit way more often than not than they do in this game, and that goes for both sides. Like, you and the enemy, you're both going to be feeling the pain.
Yeah, and that is one nice thing about this game, is that it does not care about either side.
Yeah,
it's like, I've had those numbers work well for me.
Yeah, yeah. So it goes both ways. The game is tough but fair. So this is Komachi Onizuka. She's gonna basically try to waste our party with death. Who's Komachi Onizuka?
She is a Shinigami, a death god.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the ferryman for the Sanzu River, which is kind of like the River Styx. Yeah. It's where you go when you die. Mm. And she doesn't actually, despite having a scythe, she doesn't actually go out and reap souls. She's just the one that carries them over to get judged.
Yeah.
But the scythe kind of lets spirits know who she is, where it's like, oh, it's death. Okay, I'm dead. And her special power is manipulating distances. So, and she uses that in her work. She can make the river much shorter or much longer, which I think kind of ties in with how, like, the person's, like, how sinful they were.
Yeah.
If they were full of sin, it's a long ride. Mm-hmm. Or if she's just not wanting to work, it's a much shorter ride.
And judging from the text, she's not wanting to work very much.
No, she is not.
Very, very, very lazy in all of the depictions I've seen of her.
Yeah, even in canon, she is lazy. She causes the entire event of Phantasmagoria Flower View, the 9th game.
Oh, that's right!
Because the souls are starting to go into the all the flowers.
Yeah.
And the last time it happened was 60 years ago, as Cerno noted. Mm-hmm. And they find her and they're like, isn't this because you're not doing your job? She's like, no, it's something else I'm trying to find out. And actually, when you play as her, all of the defeat quotes are, "Hey, get back to work."
Yeah.
Everybody tells her that.
So I'm trying to keep her from reaching a certain HP threshold because I want to avoid an attack. I want to push her past that threshold so she doesn't use it, because it's a big instant death versus the entire party. There's an attack that I want to get that is different. That it still hits everybody and it does a lot of debuffing, but I don't believe it carries the instant death quality. I could be wrong. Gesh86, hit me up. But I'm taking my time here, and I'm going to basically unload and shoot her past her first threshold, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, and that is something that can be very tricky to do. I am not very good with that, honestly. It's usually with me, it's hit them hard, hit them harder.
Yeah.
If that didn't work, hit them even harder.
And like I spent this entire fight trying to get poor Chirano to stick a speed down, and it's just not happening for the girl.
Yeah, it's I do kind of have a Marissa philosophy with playing games, which is kind of hilarious because she didn't last too long in my party. But I think I did that with a lot of characters that only have like one type of attack.
Mm-hmm.
Because if something has immunity to it, they're screwed.
They're worthless, yeah.
Yeah. Granted, Marissa, I think, does get a special ability that will help cut that a bit with like her Master Spark and stuff.
Yeah, you can get. I think you can get.
It like ignores
piercing.
some of it.
Yeah.
But Mystic Damage does start to suffer later because a lot of nukes are that. So.
Yep.
Which I get. I understand why, but at the same time, it's annoying. Where it's like, oh, their cool thing isn't cool anymore.
Mm-hmm. So here we're gonna throw out a fat Master Spark for 4,000 damage.
Very nice.
That was my whole purpose. I spent this entire time just to get her ready to do that, and the rest of it is just waiting for her to get MP back. So that I can start throwing out magic missiles, because she's still got quite a lot of buffs on her.
Yeah. And see, if I had been playing, I probably would have opened with that, which would have put her right in the Instagib threshold.
Yeah, yeah. So here's a rare moment of Rinosuke being in the party, because I'm preparing for Nero Combines of Avishi. And I knew that was probably going to kill someone, and I knew it was going to debuff a lot of people. But he does have good death resistance naturally. It's not great, but it's higher than most. So I put him in there just to save somebody important from getting killed.
Exactly, and if he survives it, then that gives you somebody to switch out other people.
Yep.
While the other people can do attacks, buffs, or whatever.
And there's a very weak first aid before he eats it. But he served his purpose. He did what he needed to do.
Exactly.
And Yomu over there eating those attacks like a champ.
Yeah, she is a pretty good pinch tank.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You got Kogasa. She's been throwing out a lot of damage this fight too. This attack is mean too. The scythe that chooses the dead, it can attack anybody, and it's almost guaranteed death. I think it has the highest death proc of any of her attacks, and it also has stupid damage as well.
Yeah.
But it'll attack any of the slots, but usually she'll spend her time just cracking on that left slot.
And something I am noticing is I think Komachi does something similar that Shiki Iki did to me, which kind of makes sense, where she kept trying to do like one certain thing here.
Oh.
And it's I was noticing that before. I'm not 100% though. I could just be imagining it. Mm-hmm. But my playthrough of Shiki was she kept trying to do one attack and I kept preventing it.
Oh, so she kind of like gets caught in a loop.
Exactly.
Because the attack didn't work.
Yeah, and it made her a very easy fight for me.
I don't
Unlike Komachi.
Yeah, unlike Komachi. But Callin just comes in and is like, nope, we're done here.
Which is also hilarious because they are kind of antagonistic towards one another in the manga.
Oh, well, that works perfectly then. So we beat the crap out of her. Thankfully. That is a fight I was dreading because I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to prepare for it. Even, like I said, this fight can be a dice roll, really.
Yeah. It took me a number of tries to get through it on my first playthrough.
Yeah, she is the first of many brick walls that this game has, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a skill check, I'd just call it a luck check.
Yeah. And that right there didn't endear her to me either, where it was like, yeah, I was told to join you guys, but that was
yeah. It's like, you're just...
It's like, alright then.
You're an asshole!
So I think that is part of the reason why she stayed in my party almost permanently, was just out of spite. Her and Renosuke. I did keep Renosuke a long time, mostly just because of his money and item drop buff.
Yeah, those are real good. Those are real good. So she joins the group. We have befriended her just as we have everybody else. Look at that. I'm even going to clear out them bubbles. Gotta clear them bubbles. But we're not going to floor 3 now, or floor 4. That is actually the end of the first stratum, and that is going to be the end of this batch of episodes, because I'm going to take, I don't know, a week or 2 off, kind of chill. Like I said, this playthrough is kind of me just chilling and enjoying this game again and bringing in some buds to enjoy it with me. So, Carmi, I want to thank you for coming in and doing some commentary and giving me all the Touhou insight that I need. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It was a lot of fun. I was glad to join you on this.
Cool. And we'll catch you next time whenever I start uploading again. That's when new episodes happen. Later, y'all.
Take care.